There are 3 thinking steps when we are explaining how key details support the main idea. The very first step is to find the main idea. Remember that the main idea is what the author wants to teach us, and it's what it's mostly about. And in step 2, we're going to look for important details that teach you about the main idea. That means we need to go back into the text to find important details that show you more about the main idea. And in step 3, you are going to tell me how do those details help you understand that that's actually the main idea. So let's take a look at step 1. We are going to be finding the main idea of pages 28 to 29. We've been practicing finding the main idea for over a week now, so we've gotten pretty good at it, but let's review our 3 steps to find the main idea. Step 1 is to know our topic. Are we learning about something or someone? We're then going to look for repeated ideas in step 2, and in step 3, we're going to put it together and ask ourselves, what does the author want to teach us about this topic? So let's find the main idea of page 28 to 29, but before we do that, let's read it one more time to remember what it's about. April 15, 2:20 a.m. The Titanic's lights flicker as she plunges. Then she's gone. People in the water scream for help, but their cries soon die down. The survivors huddle together, cold and afraid. Here in the North Atlantic, there is no first, second, or third class. Rich and poor, young and old, they are all in this together now. All of them hoping to survive, none of them knowing what will happen next. So we just read this page, and now we need to decide if we are learning about someone or something. We weren't learning about a specific person, so I think we're learning about something. And that something was still the Titanic. We are learning about the Titanic and the survivors. Now that we found that we are learning about the Titanic, let's find some repeated ideas in the text, which I have already found some repeated ideas. I see here words like the survivors huddled together. There is no first, second, or third class. Rich and poor, young and old, they are all in this together now. And if you take a look right here, they're all huddled together in this boat. Their faces look a little bit worried. And even here in the text, it tells us all of them hoping to survive, none of them knowing what will happen next. Sounds like some of these repeated ideas are telling me that they are now all in this together. They are not separated anymore. They all have to come together in order to survive. So the author wants to teach us that the passengers that survived are trying to stay together and work as a team to survive. That means our main idea is that the Titanic survivors now come together to try to survive. Cha-ching, we just finished step 1, which is to find our main idea. And whenever we are looking for key details, we are going to use a table or graphic organizer that looks like this, with our main idea at the top and then the 2 details that we need to find that will support our main idea. So remember that our main idea for this page is that the Titanic survivors now come together to try to survive. We need to try to find 2 details that will support this main idea. So let's go back into the text to try to find some details that will teach us about this main idea. Let's take a look at some details. I see the word here, survivors huddle together, cold and afraid. There is no first, second, or third class, and that they're all in this together. Remember that our main idea was that they're coming together to try to survive. So some of the details that I have found is the survivors huddle together. That lets me know they're coming together if they're huddling, they're getting close. And also the one that says there is no first, second, or third class. This teaches me that they are no longer being separated by how much money or how old or young they are. They are one group of people trying to get out of this very terrible situation. And the sentence, they're all in this together, also lets me know that they need to work together to try to survive and get back to shore and safety. So now that we found some details, we can go ahead and, if I can move myself, we can take a closer look at our key details. Let's see. Oh, did not mean to make myself big. Sorry, my friends. I am really struggling today, but let's take a look at the details. Detail 1 says that the survivors all huddled together, which is one of the details we saw right here. The survivors huddled together. That lets us know that they are coming in close on the boat. And detail 2 says they are all in this together now, which was right here in the text. They are all in this together now. They're going to work together as one team to try to get to safety. Now that we found our 2 details, we need to ask, how do these details help us understand the main idea? Those key details help me understand that the Titanic survivors realized they were all in this situation together and they needed to rely on each other if they wanted to survive.